But as a process matter and as a start, we have conceptualized and we believe that SASCOC should this year carry forward the intended process of registering the federations afresh. This will mean that all federations would have to be deregistered, and all of them will have to apply for recognition as sport bodies in the country from scratch. This will mean that their updated constitutions, their list of membership, their footprint, where they exist, how they operate, their governance structures, all of the information that is required to implement the new system is put in place. We believe that the process is in the capable hands of SASCOC, and we support the SASCOC process fully, and we are convinced that this process will yield better results as we begin to grade and classify federations according to their footprint. The first part being what we call a guaranteed tier, to which all federations are guaranteed to get that portion of the funding. This is intended to ensure that there are no unintended consequences of where some federations can't even pay rent or salaries or they collapse inevitably. But however, the bulk of the money, being what we call the conditional tier, is based on federations meeting specific milestones, amongst them transformation, amongst them alignment to the geopolitical boundaries of the country, and amongst this being the key issue of ensuring that they field representative teams demographically. They also account better for funds, that their governance structures work better, and most importantly, that they also do development work in terms of developing their codes and expanding their reach and ensuring that more and more participants come in and that we've got significant quality of this. And they will also be rewarded further for participating in international competitions, when they improve their rankings, when they have top players in the world, when they win medals at recognized championships and so on. They'll get much more resources allocated to them on the basis of this new formula. So this grant framework is of importance to us. However, in the overall, the process is not intended to be of punishment to any federation. It's intended to make sure that we all have a credible vehicles to deliver sport, and as vehicles that receive funding on behalf of the people of South Africa to promote the specific codes. So this process, we believe, should be finalized by November this year. We should be able to publish and announce and gazette the new list of all recognized federations. And we believe that the majority of the federations that are currently listed, majority of them would still make the cut and be able to be re-registered. Some federations are only located in certain parts of the country. You find that they only have players in Gauteng and Cape Town. Can they really be considered as national federations? Should they be receiving funds directly from the national government, or should they be provided only with funding from provinces where they are located, and so on? And perhaps we also have to look at exceptions of sports that require certain facilities that are only found. For instance, sports such as surfing and sailing, which require open seas and which require oceans and so on. They can only be played in coastal areas. I'm sure for those types of sports, we can make an exceptions and they can still remain on the national database, irrespective of the fact that they are located in specific regions and districts of our country. You would recall that we had not previously been registering or recognizing recreation bodies. However, the recognized sport bodies are 88, as recognized by the minister. But you will also recognize that it isn't all codes that are also Olympic codes. So while SASCOC recognizes fewer than the 88 recognized by the minister, it is purely because SASCOC is a confederation, but most importantly, an Olympic body. So Olympic sports are key to it, and that's what it will recognize first. However, we believe this year going forward will also open recognition to recreation bodies. You'll find clubs such as the Mountain Club, which really there are no international competitions or anything. But in essence, it is a great recreational activity, and it is this type of clubs that we'll have to bring forward. Again, informalization of some of the indigenous games. We will recognize several new bodies and several new federations to make sure that sports as Khati have federations that represent them and that can receive money to promote these codes. Sports such as Morabaraba, Inguva, and Indonga, and Induku can, in essence, receive funding and support in this regard. So we are continuing with this process. This year is the year in which we have sport bodies done. It is also the year in which we start the so-called sports house, which will be a common house where all smaller federations that are struggling financially are housed by us government, where they don't need to pay rent, where they get all facilities and so on, so that their functional and operational matters can be looked into and we can pay special attention to those specific federations to also help them grow. Yes, it will be centralized. In most likelihood, it will be where we also, as a department, have to be located so that they can be some shared services, including similar bookkeeping, shared bookkeeping service, where they can also have a shared accounting service, and we can also help with our own legal affairs to support them. And even for the smaller ones, our marketing division can also help with the marketing of the activities. So we believe that it will work out best if they are where we are. So we'll have to look for a bigger venue. Certainly, this is the idea, and this is captured also in the sports plan. So almost all the activities we're undertaking are what the plan has said we must undertake, and we are in fact doing exactly that. We're implementing the sports plan, and the sports plan directs us to start work on the sports house by 2013, and we have already begun with the scoping exercise.